Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. In this episode, we're going to talk about Sega. Sega is reportedly, and I think it's pretty much confirmed this part, but they're reportedly developing big budget reboots of Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio. Sega, if you don't know, a little while back, had this super game initiative that they announced back in November, where they were just we really don't know what that means in particular, but they have this super game thing going on where they were going to make a lot of different games or this big game or whatever the case may be. But it seems like they're going to make a series of different games. And one of them is looking at their back catalog, and they want to remake or reboot Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio. Sega is developing these reboots, looking to tap into its back catalog, like I said, in search of a hit like Fortnite, they say, which as much as I love Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, I don't know if it's going to get the love like Fortnite does. But, hey, Sega, do what you need to do. And it's also kind of strange that they're looking at those two games when Fortnite is a battle royale and Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio are not that type of game. But regardless, I do love both of those games, and I do love especially Jet Set Radio. So I'm super excited to see a reboot of both games coming out at some point. And this Sega initiative, hopefully we'll get some more of their back catalog and they can remake some other games that they've done in the past. But we're going to go around and see what everybody thinks. And, will this raise to the extent of Fortnite? I highly doubt it, but we'll go around and see what everybody thinks. Pat, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried when they're comparing games that have games as service games to games that have nothing to do with games as service. I mean, neither one of those games were ever games as service games. And now they're like, hey, our pachinko and patch a slot revenue is just going down the toilet because every year it's getting less and less. And I mean, COVID's not helping that, right? They're letting less people out. People aren't going to be gathering in gambling halls and stuff. So they're losing that money. So they're like, people are still at home playing a lot of games, which Sega should have been pushing that a long time ago because they have some of the greatest franchises out there. But that's Sega for you. They always seem to make the wrong move at the wrong time. I mean, they killed off their console market because of one bad move with, it is what it is on that front. But I worry when they use terms like Fortnite. These games have nothing in common with Fortnite. So what the hell are you talking about? What revenue do you think you're going to get from a non-games of service? Or do they plan to turn those games into games of service? Because I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I was not a fan of the Jet Set game. I did like Crazy Taxi. I played a good amount of it, but I'm not going to play I don't see how that game could be a good games of service game. I mean, I guess you can battle it out against your friends for taxi fares. Who can run the taxi the best, and racing around town, dropping people off and picking up fares. That sounds really exciting, guys, doesn't it? We got cameos from Exhibit and freaking Snoop Dogg and sorry, that wasn't Exhibit with an X. That was Exhibit with 2 Z's because it's not the real Exhibit. And it was Snoop Dogg with 4 G's, not 3 G's because, they can't afford the real one. So, I do not see how how this is even remotely like Fortnite, but that's just my opinion. And I could be wrong, and I am often wrong sometimes. So Shane, what do you think, man? Are you excited for these remakes, or are you thinking what they're thinking? It's the next Fortnite, baby.
I really want to see Exhibit and Snoop Dogg now. You went all the way back to 83.
Hey, man, that's what these guys think these kids know. These kids that grew up in the 90s and 2000s.
Sega got Michael Jackson for Space Channel 5. They can get Snoop Dogg. I can see a little bit of Jet Set Radio because you can make that similar to, say, Splatoon. So Splatoon, you have 2 teams and they're just painting everything. It would kind of be the same thing with Jet Set Radio. 2 teams are tagging everything, getting the most scores and blah, blah, blah. I can see how they can make that a competitive thing, but that's it. I mean, I don't see. I mean, how would a season work? You just add new areas. Okay, that's fine. That's DLC. I can deal with that. But there's only so much you can really do. I would imagine. I could not imagine anything in the realm of Fortnite. I mean, can you build while you skate? I guess I don't know. It's kind of odd.
You can fight your friends while you skate.
Yeah, and I would definitely love a competitive thing on there where I can compete with you guys who does the best tricks and tags and all that stuff. That would be fun. I couldn't see it on the realm by any means of what Fortnite does. I couldn't see a 60 player, Jet Set Radio. I mean, they could probably do it, but I'm not imagining it's going to do with a crap. And then you have Crazy Taxi. God, would you just run around killing each other's fares? I mean, what are you doing? I mean, that's just a really odd one. I could see so many other Sega franchises that would utilize multiplayer of any kind over those two. Hell, even Space Channel 5, I could see a multiplayer more than freaking Crazy Taxi. Hell, I see multiplayer in Seaman more than I see in Crazy Taxi. It's a really odd choice. They're both beloved franchises. Me and Nick, we both love Jet Set Radio, Jet Set Radio Future as well on 360. It's a really odd choice though for the Crazy Taxi, especially. If they can pull it off, more power to them. But they have such a pocket of franchises they could dive into that are not these two games at all. So I don't want to see them screw up the franchises either by trying to make them Fortnite. And we have said this on this show 1,000 times. We're tired of games of service when they should not be a games of service game. Too many games try to do that and they foobar it. What was the last one we reviewed? Because
Square Enix seems to be having trouble with this concept as well.
Yes,
Babylon's Fall.
Babylon's Fall. Yep. I mean, that thing was DOA. What was the last count? 10 players on that damn thing on Steam. I mean, it's ridiculous. We're tired of it. I understand Fortnite makes a crap ton of revenue. Call of Duty, they jumped in the pool. They did it right, apparently, because they're making butt tons of money on theirs. Apex is probably like the third runner up, I would imagine, for battle royale type games. Games of service games are they're just done. I'm just done with. So doing this with two games that have really no reason to be a game of service, to be a battle royale of any kind, it's a really, really odd thing. But hey, like Pat said, they're not known for their intelligence. Look what they do to their consoles. So, Nick, what about you? I mean, what do you think?
Sega, don't be stupid. If you want to reboot these two franchises, by all means, go for it. And I'm all there for it. But don't try to relate these to Fortnite. And here's the problem with that is Fortnite, in a sense was a fluke, right? Because when Fortnite was being developed by Epic, they had the single player portion of it. And the multiplayer portion was not really, when they initially started out, wasn't really the focus. It was that single player kind of cooperative single player portion of Save the World. And, Fortnite started out as something completely different than what it is now. Epic just ran into the money, really, with Fortnite. They ran into the wads. They ran into Scrooge McDuck's piggy bank and just started swimming through it. That's what happened. It was an accident. And some other companies have ran into that accident. Agreed. Apex Legends did. Call of Duty did. But a lot have come and a lot have failed. And so for you, Sega, just like reboot those franchises, because you do have you have fans that are beloved of those series. But trust me, Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, while you do have the fan base, there's not enough of that fan base, right? The thing about Call of Duty and Fortnite and Apex is they generated a fan base that didn't exist, right? There were some of those people there, but it also correlated out to people that weren't there to start. Unfortunately, with Jet Set and with Crazy Taxi, those are kind of niche games, right? That have their set fans. And you may grab one or two here or there, but you're not going to grab the amount of fans that Fortnite and these other franchises have grabbed. So go ahead and reboot the franchise. Go ahead and recreate a new game that's dedicated to the fans and the fans will love and have fun playing. But don't try to turn it into the next live service. Like we said, Square Enix has tried three times, and they have failed 3 times. And are they going to try for a fourth? Probably. Square Enix is also stupid. And they're probably going to fail again. The problem with live services, like Shane said, I mean, everyone's trying to do them. But unless you have the magical formula, and who knows what that formula is, right? No one knows. It's the secret sauce. It's the secret Krabby Patty recipe that's locked away that no one knows what it is. Not even the people making it know what that secret formula is. But if that secret formula works, buku bucks. But if it doesn't, buku bucks out the door. That's the difference, right? And I don't know. I don't know about you with the developers and those out there making trying to make a live service game. Do you try to go for that? Do you put the money and effort towards possibly making it? Or do you just go with the other direction of making a really good game that's going to bring you in some cash, but not long term, like a live service, right? Which direction do you go? Your odds are in the favor of just making something that's going to make you cash now and not in the long term, not a live service. Will that live service, blow up like Fortnite and all the rest of them have? Possibly, but your odds are very low. You got like a very low percentage of making it. Because a lot of live services have not. And we keep getting these live services games, like Shane said, and most of them don't make it out the door. So just give it up, Sega. You had your time in the spotlight a long time ago, and you haven't shined since then. And as much as I love Sega, sorry, you're not the company you used to be.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at their repertoire of games over the last 30 years or so. And I mean, you've got Sonic, Streets of Rage, freaking Castles of Illusion, Golden Axe. I mean, Sonic or Echo the Dolphin, freaking, they made the Batman game from Batman 2, Shinobi, Strider. There's nothing in their list of games that screams anything remotely of games of service, or I wouldn't say games of service, the Fortnite aspect of battle royales and stuff like that. I mean, games of service is just continuing DLC for a price. I mean, that's all it is. So if you want to make a good game, make a good game. Offer a DLC for a fair price. That's good. I mean, Resident Evil made a comeback because they took a franchise that was falling hard. They stepped back. They looked at what they were doing previously that people loved. They pulled those aspects out. They put it into a new game, and it worked well for them. Resident Evil 7 blew up. Everybody loved it. It was scary for Pat, scary for me. But they continued that with 8, and they made 8 amazing. Pat loved it. I loved it. Nick loved it. Go watch our review. The game was fantastic. That's what Sega needs to do. They need to take that franchise that people loved, step back, look at what was loved, look what needs to be fixed, throw in new ideas. It's okay for you to fail a little bit, but what they're doing is they're going to fail a lot. They're going to waste money trying to hit, as you said, Nick, that gold nugget of, oh my God, people are paying a crap ton of money for this But they're not going to do it. They cannot do it with these two games unless they pull a big old fat magic rabbit out of their butts. It ain't going to happen. Remake Strider. Bring back Golden Axe as an RPG or action RPG. That would be freaking cool. But this, I have no interest in trying to play a Fortnite version of Jet Set Radio or Crazy Taxi, especially Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, I don't get it, to be honest with you. I mean, there's always the same few top contenders. I mean, since the Battle Royale thing has gotten really popular, I mean, I know that PUBG didn't invent the whole Battle Royale scheme, but they were the leader for the longest time. And then, then Fortnite came around and kind of, it took a while, but Fortnite eventually dethroned them. And then Apex Legends came out. It took a while and it dethroned them. I don't think the Call of Duty ones have ever overtaken those three as far as making money and stuff like that. But, maybe if you combine Call of Duty Mobile with Warzone, then maybe they could overtake them. But PUBG has PUBG and PUBG Mobile. So they would all be competing there. But like I said, I think when I last checked not too long ago, a few months back, like Apex Legend was leading the pack with the most revenue generated this year. And here's the thing is I don't understand because you don't hear a lot from Apex. Like I hear a lot more Fortnite than I hear Apex, but maybe it's just a circle that I hang around in, right? But I agree with Nick. It's like you're trying to strike gold in an already saturated market. You have to figure out a way that you're going to be able to, if you're building something Fortnite-ish. I hope they just threw that term out there because Fortnite makes money hand over fist. I hope that's why they're saying that, not that they're trying to make another Battle Royale game. But everybody that's trying to make a Battle Royale game is getting their hands smacked every time. I mean, Ubisoft tried to do one and there was so much backlash from it that they postponed it, or they even actually put out one, I think, wasn't it? They put out one and it failed. And then they announced another one and it was such huge, like, what's wrong with you guys? Did you not learn? But as long as Fortnite, PUBG, and Apex Legends continues to make so much dang money, everybody is going to try to imitate them because don't get me wrong when I say this, it's easy development money. The development overhead in a game like that is kind of low compared to developing a new or developing a sequel to an existing IPA. I must be ready for a beer right now. So developing a new IP or a sequel to an existing IP has more development and overhead than just continuous development on the same thing, right? You're not continuously developing the framework and then placing everything in it. You have the bottom framework, you have everything. You're just developing new additions, new areas to the already existing thing. So I believe it's the lazy way to make money. And that's why all these companies are trying to do it, right? I have my platform. My way to make money is new maps, new skins. That's it, right? Maybe some new weapons down the road to make things spice it up a little bit, but really that's their market gimmick, right? I'm going to sell you new skins. I'm going to give you free new maps so that you keep wanting to play and show all your new friends your skin, even though you can't see it. And new backgrounds for your nameplate, new icons for your nameplate, stupid crap like that has no bearing on the gameplay because everything you buy in these games has no bearing on your gameplay. They're all cosmetics. So everybody is trying to strike that iron, but it's a very hard thing to hit. And in my opinion, I don't want to play any of them. I have no desire to play Apex. I have no desire to play Warzone. I have no desire to play PUBG or Fortnite. This is not my repertoire, not my bag of tricks, but it's enough that companies are like, they're making millions and millions of bucks on their rest, and they're not doing much. Their development team's small. They don't have to worry about risking a new IP, just keep that same IP going for a decade or 2 decades. In a decade, we're going to come out with Fortnite 2.0, which is reskinned. Looks pretty. We updated the graphics. We went over to Unreal Engine 5, guys. Fortnite 2.0, Unreal Engine 5. That's what we did. Same game, new engine.
Yep. Well, the big thing now is not just the scans. Now it's the special guest players. You know, they're bringing in Snoop Dogg, Godzilla, King Kong, anime characters from like Naruto, freaking that one little midget singer girl.
Well, yeah, they're doing crossovers and doing concerts and stuff. Yeah, they did concerts in Fortnite and stuff.
It's ingenious what they're doing because people are just going nuts for it. Now, I believe nobody's happy about King Kong and Godzilla, but I have no idea how that even works. I haven't even tried to look it up.
Do you know who remembers when we had real concerts? Pepperidge Farm remembers. But these young kids, they don't know what that is. They're like, we're into virtual. Did you guys go to the virtual Ariana Grande concert, guys? That's what they're going to be saying when they're our age. Do you remember that virtual Ariana Grande concert?
This is my concert right here.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll be the old people, be like, back in my day, we went to the club and the bar and the stadium and saw Slipknot and freaking Korn. And they're going to be like, who are Slipknot and Korn?
I like a grande.
You should see a doctor if you're slipping corn and you're not.
Right, exactly. So that's going to be the next big thing, right? Virtual concerts. I'm out. No, thank you.
Yep, I'm gonna pass on Battle Royale Sega games. I'm gonna pass on Games and Service Sega games, but I will not pass on a good reboot of either one of those games. So
yeah. And if you're going to make a, Sega, if you're going to make a games as a service game, Battle Royale, Altered Beast, man, that's just what you do. Altered Beast.
I would agree.
There you go. You got yourself a Battle Royale right there. All right. You guys got anything else you want to add to this? All right.
No, sir.
Tell us down below in the comments what you think. Do you think these Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio is going to be the next Fortnite? Or what do you interpret that Sega's trying to say? Are they just trying to say that they're going to make the money that Fortnite makes, and how? Right? And if you had an idea of a Sega franchise that you would like to see turned into a Battle Royale, mine is Altered Beast. But what is yours? Let us know down in the comments below. And it'll be exciting to see what everybody thinks as a Battle Royale contender for that Sega game. But thanks again for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you already haven't. Make sure to hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Sega.